Good morning. Today we are starting our next unit in math, Unit 10, I believe. Yep, Unit 10. So we are going to be learning about triangles and angles. So we're going to be focusing on angles and triangles this unit. We are starting this morning with CO60. I can classify angles and identify complementary and supplementary angles. So we're going to start off with angles for the first unit, and then we're going to change into triangles. So angles and triangles this unit. Okay. So a complementary angle are two angles whose measure have a sum of 90 degrees. So what does sum mean, Anthony?
It's like the equals of like addition.
Addition. So it is the answer to an addition problem. So if you add up two angles and they equal 90 degrees, then those are complementary angles. Tristan, make sure you bring a calculator from home. Supplementary angle are two angles whose measures have a sum of 180 degrees. So again, it's that sum. So you add them up and they will equal 180. That's a supplementary angle. So angles are classified by their measures. The notation, where we have that little sideways going there, is read angle A. So this means angle. And the notation M, angle A, is read as the measure of angle A. So when you see that M in front, it means measure. So classifying angles. First is an acute angle. Who knows what an acute angle is without looking at your paper? Mia.
Acute angle is like an angle that is like smaller than it. An angle that is smaller than a right.
Yes. So we know the right angle is that exactly 90 degrees. So the right angle has that little corner. Will, I'm going to ask you to stop while we're recording. So the right angle has that little square in it. It says that it is 90 degrees. So that is a right angle. An acute angle, I like to think that there's acute and little. So acute is little, and it is going to be smaller than that 90 degrees. So acute is just a little. It's cute. So cute. So acute angles are smaller than 90. So what is an obtuse angle? Answer.
Bigger than 90?
It's going to be bigger than 90. It's going to be between 90 degrees and 180 degrees. So it's going to be a bigger angle. And that's an obtuse angle. We have one more angle. This is a straight angle. Nick?
Isn't it just kind of a flat line?
Yeah, it's a straight line. It means that our angle is exactly 180 degrees. It's a straight line, 180 degrees.
This is the diameter.
It kind of looks like a diameter, doesn't it? It's a straight line. Yep. So classifying an angle. So we need to decide if these angles are acute, right, obtuse, or straight. So we have our four types of angles. Any questions on those angle types? I think we've learned those angle types before. We always start off our units with something that we know, and we're going to build off of it. There will be new things that we're going to be learning, but we're starting with what we know, refreshing our memories. So let's look at our angles. Our first angle looks like this. If we're going to classify it, we have to give it a name. Which name would we give to that angle, Tristan?
Acute.
Acute. This one, it doesn't show up too dark. It looks like that. What type of angle is that, Josie? Obtuse, because the acute is smaller than 90 degrees. Obtuse is bigger than 90 degrees. What about this angle next to it, Lily?
Right angle.
It's a right angle. It is exactly 90 degrees. And what about our last one, Anthony?
This is just triangle.
Straight.
It's just an extra question.
And what's your question, Anthony?
Is there a thing called a left angle?
No.
Oh.
So the right angle can go either way. As long as it has that 90-degree angle, it can go either direction. It's still called a right angle. Okay. So it can be facing the left or facing the right. It's still called a right angle because it's 90 degrees. Yes.
So if there's like an angle that's like curvy, would that like
Peyton, do you need to step out? Because it's very distracting.
if it's like if it was like curvy, can it still be like a triangle or
What do you mean curving?
if it's like oh, never mind.
Angles are made up of straight lines.
Oh.
So we can't have any curve in an angle. So angles are, you'll notice they're all straight lines. It's a good question. So if it's curving, it's not an angle. All right. So we feel good about classifying our angles?
Yes.
Okay. So now we're going to look at our complementary and supplementary angles. So if it's complementary, how many degrees do they equal? Landon? Complementary, look up at the top of your page, equals 90 degrees. So if it's supplementary, what does it equal? 180 degrees. What if it doesn't equal 90? The two angles don't equal 90 or don't equal 180. Then you would just say what? You would say neither. Okay? Because what we're asking for, it says tell whether the angles are complementary, supplementary, or neither. So what do we have to do with the two angles that were given, Mia? Add them up. And you need to be careful with your adding. Make sure you're adding correctly. So I want you on your paper to do your math right now. Add up your angles. Gregory, I think it's time for you to go. So Gregory, make sure you bring home your math and religion. Or sorry, your social studies and religion. Religion quiz tomorrow. So be ready for that. Make sure you finish that reading guide. And then try to get workbook page, math workbook page 127. Try to get that done. Religion is priority though. 127, 128. But you're not working on it right now. Patience. Patience, friends. All right, let's look at our complementary and supplementary angles. 32 degrees and 58 degrees. What does it equal? Tristan?
90.
If we add the two together, it equals 90 degrees. So what kind of angle is it? Is it complementary, supplementary, or neither?
It's complementary.
It is complementary. $63 degrees and 37 degrees. Mia, what does it equal?
100.
It equals 100 degrees. So is it complementary, supplementary, or neither? Neither. Ryan T, 88 degrees and 92 degrees.
I got it's supplementary for the angle. Then
So what is our angle measurement?
yeah, I didn't put that down.
So if it's supplementary, what does it have to be?
180, my bad.
180 degrees. It is supplementary.
Where's it at?
And our last one, 79 degrees and 91 degrees. Josie.
170 and it's neither.
170 degrees, so it's neither. So it's important that we write down the degree that we get when we add the two together. Write down your answer and then classify it as either complementary, supplementary, or neither. So you have to do both. Do we have any questions on finding out if it's complementary, supplementary, or neither? All right, so our work for today is workbook page 127, 128. We will be doing all of the problems. So on the back side, so we need to figure out what we know about complementary and supplementary. And we need to work our way backwards on the backside. So if we know it's a complementary angle and one of the degrees is 58, how do we find the missing angle? Tristan?
You subtract the final by one of the factors.
You're going to subtract instead of adding. So if you know it's complementary, you're going to subtract the angle you know from 90 degrees. If you know that the angle is supplementary, you're going to subtract the angle you know from 180 degrees. So you're going to work backwards to find that missing angle measurement. Anthony?
If we want to draw it, would we do like a protractor?
Well, we don't have to draw.
Oh,
We don't have to draw any of these. So we're just using math to answer it. So we're not using protractors, or compasses, just using math. Any other questions on these problems? Okay. For my friends at home, we hope you are well and we hope to see you soon. Have a